communication is everywhere. Everyone needs to be able to learn how to communicate effectively. You're going to communicate in every relationship you have with your family, your friends, romantic partners, in your career. And being able to not only know how to communicate, but where the other person is coming from and why we communicate the way that we do is very important. And taking communication classes and majoring and minoring in it is just one way to expose yourself to that and prepare you for the real world.
I feel like this major is about embracing our differences, and it's also about human connection.
I feel like these courses will benefit me in every aspect of my life. Like I mentioned, conflict management. I just took a class this semester that taught me a lot about how to go about managing different types of conflict in different relationships, and I think that's important to know anywhere. It's going to be really helpful in any aspect of my life.
I chose to major in communication studies because it is at the center of everything we do in our lives. Throughout this major, you're able to improve your teamwork, your oral and written communication skills, and your relationships in every aspect of your life.
I chose this major not only because it was something I was interested in, but also because I strive to be the best communicator in any situation, whether that be personally or professionally, and I felt that this major was the best opportunity for me to learn how to do so.
I added this minor because I knew it would be very beneficial to have conflict management skills, especially in the criminal justice field.
This major is going to help me in my future and personal life because of that discussions that we have in class, and also learning it throughout my major. Discussions is very important, and having conversations with people that are different than me and that have different cultures than me, that have different ways of living than me, that have different ways of walking than me is very, very, very important, and it's something that my major values. And I feel that this major is not just for me, but everybody can benefit from this major. And I also feel that this major really values connections and understandings in a diverse world.
And in general, I believe that my communication courses will help me become a stronger and more effective communicator, which is necessary for any job I choose to pursue, any job that anyone else chooses to pursue as well.
One thing that I thought was memorable about one of my communication classes, it was a class with Dr. Varel in spring 2023. It was Introduction to Communication Theories. We had an assignment to create a coat of arms for SCSU, not using the Saint C or the Husky head, applied to whatever theory we're learning about that week. And almost everyone used a representation of parking tickets and public safety. And we had about a half our class time period discussing public safety and parking and how awful the regulations are. And I liked it because it pertained to what we were learning about without feeling like a lesson and that we had to learn something from it. It wasn't, okay, sit down, pick a topic to discuss, now discuss it. It felt very natural and flowing, which is how communication is going to feel in the real world.
A unique experience I had was that in the performance studies classes I've taken with Professor Davenport, he would always start the class with a tongue twister, and I thought that was just a really fun and unique way to really get the class moving and get us involved in the content we're about to talk about.
One of my favorite class and just most memorable class is third-party mediation. This class has made me realize there's a lot of mediation around you that you could mediate, especially when you take the class to start realizing some situations between your friends, you can easily just give a multiple perspective for them to find a common ground. And through this class, you could also be certified as a mediator. It has also made me realize there's a lot of communication skills I need to progress on and just develop as an individual, especially when it comes to me being a social worker in the future. Communication skills in general has just been a big impact and just a big part of my current life.
Most memorable class I took would definitely be 306, Rhetoric and Popular Culture. I love anything pop culture, and for that to be combined with my requirements for this major was really cool because I just felt like I was learning something new every day, and it was just always something that I looked forward to going to.
One of my teammates, Cullen, recommended me this class taught by Professor Secklin. Within this class, we learned about how to navigate different aspects of conflict, and it was a very open, discussion-based class, and I feel like I learned a lot about this because people would just talk about how they themselves navigated through different aspects of conflict, and you could compare what they were doing with different aspects from the text and what the professor was teaching, and overall it was just a great positive experience for me.
Something unique and memorable from a class I've just taken for communications, which was my interpersonal conflict class, was when each of us students got to teach the class, usually with 1 or 2 other students. We taught the class about a certain chapter of our choice from the textbook, and we got to tell personal stories that fit this certain topic. It made the class so much more personable, and it was kind of a cool thing that we all felt that it was a safe place for us to talk about what we wanted to talk about and not worry about it leaving the room. And maybe it's something we wouldn't talk about with others that we're able to talk about with our classmates. It was a really cool thing.
The class I've really enjoyed here at St. Cloud is Communications 321, taught by Professor Secklin. That class discussion is very interactive and you learn a lot.
And a class that I really enjoyed is CMST 321, called Communication and Interpersonal Conflict. One reason I enjoyed this class is because it taught me that we can live with each other despite our differences and that we can find common ground with one another. I love this class also because it really brought an eye-opening to the idea of having discussions with one another.
One class that I've taken is called Effective Listening, and this one stands out to me more than others for one particular assignment that we did where we were able to share with the class a song that we really enjoyed and that helped us relax. And then we spent a few days listening to this song and discussing the importance of appreciative listening. So this was very memorable to me, and it was really cool to see the different types of songs your classmates interacted with, and then try some of those songs to help you relax and do homework. In the future, communication studies courses will benefit me in both the workplace and my relationships. I've learned how to effectively deal with conflict, develop a resume, listen to understand, and interact in diverse environments.